the chapter that we are studying today is an 8th chapter from your textbook. It is quadrilaterals. Okay, Laiba Zahi, what is quadrilaterals, beta? Do you know what is quadrilateral? Quadrilateral, as the name itself goes, quad ka matlab hota hai four. Okay, it is nothing but it is a figure that has a four. Everything is four here: four vertices, four angles, four sides. Okay, as we have studied previously the triangles, right? In the previous class, what did we study about?
Triangle.
Triangles. What does triangle mean, beta? It is a bound figure which is having three sides, three vertices, and three angles, right? But today we are going to study about anything and everything, every shape that has four sides, four angles, and four vertices. Okay. So what is a quadrilateral? A quadrilateral has four sides, four angles, and four vertices. Okay. Can you give me some examples of a quadrilateral, Alaiba?
Square.
Yes, square is a quadrilateral. Yes, excellent. And what more, beta? What more is a quadrilateral?
Rhombus.
Rhombus is a quadrilateral. Rectangle is a quadrilateral. And more. Give me more examples.
Kite.
And?
Kite.
Kite is a quadrilateral, yes. And more. The parallelogram is a quadrilateral. The trapezium is a quadrilateral. Yes, excellent. All these are the examples of the quadrilateral. Okay, these are the quadrilaterals. What is a rectangle, Laiba? What is a rectangle? Rectangle, any surface, it has a four sides, right? It has four sides, but the angle formed between each side is 90 degree. Okay.
Yes.
In a rectangle, angle form is a 90 degree in a rectangle and a square. Okay. But what about a parallelogram? Can you see the difference between rectangle and a parallelogram? What is the difference here, Laiba? There is a tilde, right? There is a small tilde in a parallelogram. Correct?
Yes.
What does a parallelogram signify? It says that opposite two sides are parallel, right? Parallel का मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? What does parallel mean? For example, if there is a road here and there is a river side here and there is a road on the other end, then we call these two roads are parallel to each other. Okay, can you relate? What does parallel mean? Parallel matlab if they go in the same direction. Okay, they go in the same direction without them changing their angles. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, okay, Alhamdulillah. So if you have a rectangle, these two sides are parallel to each other. Okay. If you have a parallelogram, which two sides are parallel to each other, beta? This and this are parallel to each other. This and this are parallel to each other, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what is the difference between a rectangle and a parallelogram? Just that the angle between the sides is 90 degree here, but angle between the sides is not 90 degree here in the parallelogram. That's all. Okay, that's the major difference between parallelogram and a rectangle. For time being, in this 9th standard CBSE, you're going to study about parallelogram as a quadrilateral only. Okay, you're going to study about the properties of parallelogram. So again, to sum up quadrilaterals, we have square, rhombus, rectangle, parallelogram, and trapezium, right?
Yes.
Okay, now quickly tell me in this figure which shape signifies what? Which is this one, beta?
Square.
Yes, excellent. Which is this one?
Rhombus.
Yes. What is this one?
Rectangle.
Yes. Which is this one?
Trapezium.
What about this one?
Parallelogram.
Yes, parallelogram. Excellent, excellent. Okay, Alhamdulillah. So now the first figure that we are going to study about is a parallelogram, which is in your syllabus. Okay, what is a parallelogram? What is parallelogram? It is nothing but it is a quadrilateral, right? A parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which both the pairs of the opposite sides are parallel. Okay, that's all. As the name goes, what does the name say? Parallelogram. Parallelogram का मतलब क्या होता है? Pair of the opposite sides are parallel. Which sides are parallel here, beta? These two. If I mark this A, B, C, D, now tell me which side is parallel, beta? AB is parallel to?
DC. DC.
Yes, AB is parallel to DC. Excellent. And which is another side which is parallel? AD is parallel to?
BC.
BC. That's all. As the name goes, as the name says by itself, the pair of opposite two sides are parallel in a parallelogram. That's all. Okay. These two sides and these two sides are parallel to each other. So tell me the definition of parallelogram. Parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which the pairs of the opposite sides are parallel. Perfect, understood?
Yes.
Yes, okay, alhamdulillah. So here is a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. There's a slight bit of tilt here, right? Okay, this is this pair and this pair of the sides is parallel, correct? Which and which, beta? AD is parallel to?
BC.
Come on, tell me. AD is parallel to BC. Excellent. This is the one pair of parallel lines. And tell me another pair of parallel lines.
AB to
Yes.
DC.
AB is parallel to DC. So it is called as a parallelogram. Why is it called as a parallelogram? Because the pair of opposite two sides are parallel to each other. That's all, okay? So it is called as a parallelogram. So now we will study few of the theorems of the parallelogram. There are 7 theorems. You don't have to memorize this. Just you'll be asked about proof for the single one. The proof for this one you will be asked, and the rest of the 7 cases you just have to learn. Okay, you just have to know this. Okay, you have 7 theorems on the parallelogram. Okay, beta.
Yes.
They're as simple as that. They're so easy. Okay. For time being, we'll just see the proof of the first one. Okay. You do not have to prove the theorems, all the 7 theorems. You just have to prove the first theorem. Okay. It's very easy. The first theorem, come on, tell me what is the first theorem. Come on, read it after me. A diagonal of a parallelogram.
A diagonal of parallelogram
Divides it into 2 congruent triangles. That's all.
divides it into 2 congruent
triangles. Okay. Now, what does this mean, Laiba? इसका मतलब क्या होता है मुझे उर्दू में समझाओ आप.
The line in between the shape is called
diagonal. Excellent.
And it divides
yes, it divides the
parallelogram into 2 triangles.
2 triangles. Lekin triangles are
congruent.
They have told that these 2 triangles will always be congruent if they if this diagonal divides this parallelogram into 2 equal triangles, then these 2 triangles will always be congruent to each other. Is it easy to prove this? It is very easy to prove this. Okay, why? Because it's so simple and easy. Wait, I'll tell you how we can prove it. Now chalo, first we have this figure. Okay, the proof is so simple and easy. How you prove is just you add a line here, extra line, which is all called as a diagonal, correct? Now we have to prove the congruency in the triangle ADC and triangle ABC. How will you prove it, Laiba? Proving the congruency in triangle ABC and triangle ADC. Okay, what and all we have it? A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into 2 congruent triangles. What and all we have? We have AC is equal to AC. One common side. Yes, Laiba?
Yes.
One common side is done. What is the next thing that we have? Do you remember in the previous year we had something called as an alternate angle? I have already told you that if two lines are parallel to each other, then the Z-shape angle, the angle that is formed in the shape of Z, this angle and this angle are equal. And where is another Z here? This at Z. This is Z, another Z, right? Yes. So we will get 2 angles here. This angle and this angle. This angle and this angle. Correct? So AC is equal to AC is common. And the second thing is 2 angles you can write. Okay? This angle is equal to this angle is equal to this angle. So according to which postulate? Angle, side, angle, correct?
Yes.
ASA postulate, according to ASA ruling, these 2 triangles are congruent. That's all. This is the proof for the first theorem. Okay? See, here it is. Yes, here it is. Here's the proof. What they have done here is the pair of alternate angles. Alternate angles, hope you remember what is pair of alternate angles I just told you. It is nothing but in the shape of Z form, right? Interior or alternate opposite angles, right? Better? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And, come on, tell me where is the alternate angle lie on this? Show me where is the alternate opposite angles on this. Why is it alternate opposite angles, beta? Because 2 sides are parallel. If 2 sides are parallel, then the angle formed in Z shape are always equal, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So we have this one pair of alternate angles, and the pair of alternate angles is here. And one more thing is one common side. So these both are congruent. That's all we had to prove. A diagonal of a parallelogram divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. That's all. It is proven. Okay. That's all. This is the proof for the first theorem. Come on, tell me what is the first theorem, Liber? First theorem. Please repeat the first theorem. इससे पहले का जो theorem था.
A
Tell me what was.
diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles.
That's all. Okay, alhamdulillah. How did you prove that? How did you prove it? You consider two triangles, right? You consider two of the triangles. फिर तुमने क्या
Yes.
किया था बेटा? We first consider two triangles. Then you would have taken that AC is a common side, and then you had to prove this and this angle is equal because of alternate opposite angle, and this angle is equal because of again alternate interior opposite angles. After that, because of this postulated, we prove that they are congruent. Which was the postulate used,
Yes.
better? ASA postulate. That's all. Okay, so we have the next theorem. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Okay, you just have to learn it. Okay, opposite sides, these two sides are always equal. Okay, in a parallelogram, two sides are equal. Okay, and these two sides are equal. This is the second theorem. Okay, first theorem, repeat please. The diagonal.
A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles.
Excellent. Which is the second theorem?
In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal.
Opposite sides are always equal. You don't have to prove all this, okay? You just know already that you have proved ASA postulate, right? These two triangles are congruent. Then from the CPCT, if they ask you in the exams, you can simply prove it by the CPCT, right? We have already proven that these two triangles are congruent, correct? Then what about the other parts? By the ruling of CPCT, AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD, correct? By the ruling of CPCT. You don't have to prove this. You won't be asked to prove this, okay? But you just have to remember it. Okay, the next theorem. If each pair of the opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. What does this mean? इससे पहले का theorem क्या था? That each of the opposite sides are equal, correct?
Yes.
Now what they are telling you is that if this opposite sides are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Then it is nothing but a parallelogram. That's all. It's all the same actually. There's a converged relationship here. Okay. Again, how we can prove this? We don't have to prove this. You don't have to prove this. This is not required. It is all the same. If this and this are equal, and if this and this are equal, then it is a parallelogram. How will you prove that? Because first thing, इसमें हमें पता है कि from SSS postulate or from some postulate, this and this are equal. So this and this are equal. Two sides are equal, and this is equal. So according to this, we have three sides now. Okay, one side AC is equal to AC is common, and then this and this are equal is given already, and this are equal. Two sides are equal, correct? And then we can prove it by SSS postulate that this and this triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then we can have the CPCT. CPCT parts का मतलब क्या होता है? We can prove this and this. Then we can say this and this angles are equal. If all of these are equal, then it is called as a parallelogram. That's all. Right? You don't have to prove this. You just have to remember what this statement says. That's all. This is not for proof. Okay, then the next theorem. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. What is given here, beta? Opposite angles are also equal, okay? This angle and this angle and this angle, this angle and this angle are equal, okay? If this is a parallelogram, ABCD, angle B is equal to angle D, angle A equal to angle A equal to angle
C.
Yes, excellent. Okay, there's another theorem. If in a quadrilateral each pair of opposite angle is equal, then it is a parallelogram. Again, it's the same. If in a quadrilateral each pair of opposite angle is equal, if this opposite angle is equal, then this is called as a parallelogram. Proven already. Okay, the diagonals of parallelogram. Okay, there's another theorem, theorem number 6. The diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. Bisect का मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? They divide it perfectly into two equal halves, correct? So उन्होंने बोला है कि the diagonals of a parallelogram, this diagonal and this diagonal, they bisect each other. मतलब ये they bisect this and this bisect each other. मतलब they divide this diagonal into equal halves. Okay, they divide the diagonals into equal halves. That's all. Okay. Okay. If you want, you can prove, but there is no proof for this. Okay, you don't have to prove anything here. The next thing is that the diagonal of the quadrilateral bisect each other, and it is called as a parallelogram. It's same as the previous one, just the converse part of that. Okay, the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. Or we can say that two diagonals bisect each other. The two diagonals bisect each other in a parallelogram. That's all. Okay, we'll just quickly revise all of the 7 theorems. Chalo, Laiba, just tell me which is the first theorem.
A diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles.
इसको कैसे प्रूव किया था हमने बेटा? How did you prove this?
By showing that alternate interior.
Yes, first congruent. We just have to show the congruency right here. It's quite easy. We just have to prove that this and this are congruent triangles. How did we show that? The first is the AC side. AC is equal to AC is common. The second thing is two alternate angles. This one, then this one, and this one. We had to, this is equal to this. So which postulate did we apply? A. Yes, A. According to ASA ruling, these two triangles are congruent. Okay, the diagonal divides it into two congruent triangles. Okay, that's all. Which is the second theorem, Laiba? What is the second theorem called as? In a parallelogram, opposite sides are always equal. Correct? Sides are equal. एक और theorem में क्या था? Angles are equal. Correct? Opposite angles are equal. Opposite sides are equal. And then one more thing was two diagonals bisect each other. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Almost 4 to 5 things you just have to remember here. Okay. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are equal, and then okay, opposite angles are equal. This is over, which is the theorem 5. And the theorem 5 we had, if in a quadrilateral each pair of the opposite angles is equal, then it is called as a parallelogram. This is all fine. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. You just have to remember this. And if the diagonals of the quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is called as a parallelogram. It is just the converse part. Okay. So these are the 7 rulings in a parallelogram. Okay. So what you have understood from all the 7 theorems in a parallelogram, Laiba? Can you please tell me? आपने 7 theorem से क्या सीखा है? In a parallelogram,
in parallelogram, opposite sides and opposite angles are equal.
Yes, opposite sides are equal.
Bisect each other.
Yes, the diagonals bisect each other. Excellent. And एक और चीज, the first theorem क्या था? That a diagonal creates the two congruent triangles. That's all. 4 important points you have learned from all of this. That's all. Okay. Now we'll study the problems, example problems. We'll see the example problems, and then we'll go to the exercise problems. Okay. The first thing that we have here, the example problem is show that each angle of a rectangle is a right angle. What is a rectangle, Laiba? What is a rectangle, beta?
It is a quadrilateral with 4 sides.
Yes, it is a quadrilateral. First things. Rectangle. Where is it? Right. Okay. Rectangle. What is a rectangle? It is a quadrilateral. First thing. Then what do we know? One thing I have told you already, that in a rectangle it should be 90 degree, right? The angle should be 90 degree. Correct? Why is it so? While comparing the rectangle and parallelogram, I had told you, right? In a parallelogram, there is a tilde. Correct? There is a small tilde and in an angle, but in the rectangle, there should be, all the angles should be right angle. We have to prove it now. How will we prove that? Let's see. First thing, show that each angle of a rectangle is a right angle. How will we prove that? We know the definition of the rectangle. What is the definition of the rectangle, Laiba? A rectangle is nothing but a parallelogram. Is it a parallelogram? Yes, because this and this sides are parallel. This and this sides are parallel. Okay. Yes. Rectangle is a parallelogram, but in this angle should be 90 degree, correct? In a rectangle, the angles are 90 degree. So यहाँ पे we are considering one angle as 90 degree. Okay, to prove that all angles are right angle, we have to consider one angle as 90 degree पहले. Okay, this we are writing it as it is given. Okay, what is given beta? Angle A is equal to 90 degree. All fine now? First, in a rectangle, let's consider angle A is equal to 90 degree. What we are going to prove? That all other angles are 90 degree. What we are going to prove, Laiba? This angle is equal to 90 degree.
Sides are
This angle is
90
equal to, yes, all sides are 90 degree. How to prove all sides are 90 degree? Do you know in a rectangle or any bound figure, the angles that are interior, if you add all the interior opposite angles, then you will get the sum as 180 degree. Angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Do you know this? Do you know this, beta?
Yes.
Yes, this angle D and angle C, if you add, then the sum is 180 degree. Angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. But we know that angle A is equal to 90 degree, so instead of A, we can write 90 degree plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. So angle B is equal to 180 degree minus 90 degree. What is 180 degree minus 90 degree, Laipa? What is 180 minus 90?
90.
90 degree. So angle A is equal to 90 degree and angle B is equal to 90 degree, correct? So we have proven that
Yeah.
angle A is equal to 90 degree and angle B is equal to 90 degree. But we know that this is a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, we just studied a property that the angles opposite to each other are equal, correct? In a parallelogram, we just have studied a property that angles that are opposite to each other are equal, correct? So which
Yeah.
angle is equal to which angle, Laiba? Angle A is equal to angle C? Correct?
Yes.
Angle A क्या था 90 था तो angle C क्या बनेगा
90.
90 degree. This is the property of parallelogram. Okay, then what else? But what else comes into picture? Angle B is equal to angle D, correct? Angle B is equal to angle D, which is also equal to 90 degree. So we have proven that angle A equals to 90 degree, angle B equals to 90 degree, angle C equals to 90 degree, angle D equals to 90 degree. Okay, that's all. Show that each angle of a rectangle is a right angle. That's all. Understood? Any doubts in this? Laiba?
No. No.
No. Okay. You keep writing it in your rough book, beta. Keep a separate tuition book. Write all of the points. Whenever you are studying for the exam, it will be very easy for you if you'll
Yes.
keep writing the points.
Writing.
Okay. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, now while studying, study like you are studying it for exams. Okay, beta.
Yes.
चलो अब जब पढ़ रहे हो तो ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि मैं फाइनल्स के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रही हूँ एंड यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड ईच एंड एवरी कॉन्सेप्ट. अगर कुछ डिफिकल्ट लगा तो मुझे स्टॉप कीजिए एंड यू हैव टू आस्क मी. जस्ट स्टॉप मी एंड आस्क मी whether you have any doubts there. Okay, chalo. Now we are going to study about show that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Okay, they have given a rhombus here. They have told you that show that the diagonals of the rhombus, this diagonal and this diagonal, are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular का मतलब क्या होता है लाइबा? लाइबा, what is perpendicular बेटा?
90 degree.
90 degree. Excellent. अगर मैंने इस diagonal और इस diagonal को draw किया तो अगर they are standing on each other in a perpendicular way, that means it is 90 degree everywhere. Now you have to show this that they are 90 degree. Show the angle here formed here is 90 degree. How will you show it? Come on. How will we begin with? Chalo. First, what we have considered here is they have told you that we are going to draw the diagonals. Okay. Whenever we are going to draw the diagonal, we have a property already discussed, right? Which property we discussed? That if you draw the diagonal, then they bisect each other. Correct? Bisect का मतलब क्या होता है? There is a property of parallelogram. We have just discovered. What was it? We have just studied it. That if we draw the two diagonals, then they bisect each other. Bisect का मतलब होता है they divide this into equal halves. Correct, beta?
Yes.
Yes. So OA is equal to angle OC. Correct or wrong? Why is it so? Because the diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other, which was it was almost the last theorem that we studied, correct? Theorem 7. Remember that the diagonals of the parallelogram bisect each other. Now, so उसकी वजह से हम AO equals to OC, OA equals to OC ले सकते हैं. Then what we can consider, beta? What else can we consider? OD is equal to OB, correct?
Yes.
Why are this equal? OD equals to OB and OA equals to OC because they are the midpoint, right? The diagonals have bisected each other, correct? So next thing, if we consider these two triangles, let's consider these two triangles, this triangle and this triangle. Then can we prove the congruency? How will we prove the congruency here? OA will OC. Okay, if we consider this triangle and this triangle, just for the time being, to show that this is 90 degree, the angle formed there by the diagonal is a 90 degree, we just will prove the congruency first, and then we'll go for the perpendicular to show that it is a perpendicular or not. Okay, the first trick that we'll see here is OA equals to OC, which is already given that it is bisects each other. Then we know that in this two triangle, what is common? The angle, there's a side which is common. Which side is common, beta? OA, OD. Okay, chalo. Are you following me, Alaiba? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, alhamdulillah. So, okay, let's consider the triangle AOD and triangle COD. First, AOD and COD. Why are we considering this? Because we are going to prove that this stands, this line, the diagonal stands here in the form of 90 degree, perpendicular. It stands perpendicular to the AC. Okay, so to prove this, we are considering these two triangles, and in these two triangles, we have first thing in common, that is AO equals to OC. The first given thing, AO equals to OC, because it is a bisector there. The second thing is we have a common side, OD, right? OD is equal to OD. The third thing, what do we have? The third thing here. What we have here is this AD and CD, right? These two are the sides of a rhombus, right? This and this are the sides of a rhombus. What is the property of a rhombus? Do you remember a property of a rhombus, beta? In the rhombus, actually the all sides are equal. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so here AD is equal to CD. AD equals to CD. So according to this now, according to the yes postulate, what we can say here is that triangle this is congruent to triangle this. So two small triangles are congruent to each other. This is the first postulate. We are proving that this triangle AOD is congruent to triangle COD. Okay. Then from the ruling of CPCT, what is CPCT called? Corresponding parts of congruent triangles, angle AOD is equal to angle DOC. Okay, ये angle और ये angle equal है, ठीक है? We do not know what it is, but we know that these two angles are equal. That's all. Why is it so? Because CPCT, right? This is congruent to this. If this triangle is congruent to this, then the other angles are equal. Correct or wrong? Laiba?
Yes.
You're following me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Now there is a line here. चलो कहाँ पे है? Okay. We have proven that these two triangles are congruent. ये triangle और ये triangle congruent prove किया उन्होंने. फिर हमने यहाँ पे this angle and this angle are equal prove किया. If this angle and this angle are equal, then what else we can prove is ये जो line है बेटा, line के ऊपर कितनी angle हो सकती है बेटा? What is this angle? Total angle formed on this line. Laiba, what is the total angle formed on the line? It's 180 degree, right?
Yes.
एक लाइन के ऊपर कितना एंगल हो सकता है in total? It is 180 degree. A straight line is always 180 degree, correct? If you measure this angle of the straight line, then it is always 180 degree. Okay, so यहाँ पे angle AOD plus angle COD. Okay, angle COD plus angle AOD gives you 180 degree. Correct or wrong? Angle
Yes,
COD plus angle DOA gives you 180 degree. Why is it so, beta?
because
एक स्ट्रेट लाइन के ऊपर जो भी एंगल्स आप खड़ाओगे इसका टोटल आपको 180 डिग्री मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, तो एंगल COD प्लस एंगल DO इज इक्वल टू 180 डिग्री. तो एंगल सी, हमने एक और चीज प्रूव किया था CPCT से कि ये एंगल और ये एंगल सेम है. करेक्ट. इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस 2 वी कैन राइट इट एज 2 टाइम्स द एंगल COD. करेक्ट, इज इक्वल टू 180 डिग्री. ये दो लिखने के बजाय COD प्लस DOA, दिस टू आर इक्वल. राइट, एंगल COD प्लस DOA आर इक्वल. COD प्लस COD लिख सकते हो. COD प्लस COD gives you 2 COD. करेक्ट. फिर एंगल COD gives you 180 degree divided by 2. What is 180 degree divided by 2? Libo, what is 180 degree divided by 2? कैसे करते हो आप 180 degree divided by 2? 2 1 times, 2 9 times. 0. What is 180 degree divided by 2? 90 degree. Excellent. So it is 90 degree. So we can write it, this one as 90 degree. If this is 90 degree, then this is also 90 degree. That's all. We had to prove that just this one is perpendicular to each other. एक लाइन जो बाइसेक्ट करती है डायगोनल्स को, that is 90 degree to each other. Understood or not? अलाइबा, इसमें कुछ डाउट्स है क्या? Do you have any doubts?
no.
No. इसको हमने कैसे प्रूव किया? Can you please tell me the flow of this? You have to explain to me how did we prove this. First हमने ये वाला एंड ये वाला ट्रायंगल कंसीडर किया था. करेक्ट. इसमें हमने yes इस पोस्टुलेट के बिना पर हमने इसमें we had shown the congruency in these two triangles. Correct. After showing the congruency, we proved that this angle is equal to this angle by the terms of CPCT. Correct. If this angle is equal to this angle, then the angle formed on this whole line is 180 degree in total. Correct. So 2 times the angle COD is equal to this line. 2 times, agar 2, if we'll send it on the other side, then it becomes division, right? 180 degree divided by 2, so angle COD is equal to 90 degree. If angle COD is equal to 90 degree, then angle AOD is also equal to 90 degree. That's all. Okay. We have the next question. ABC is an isosceles triangle in which AB is equal to AC. They have already given here. AD bisects the exterior. AD bisects the exterior angle PAC, and CD is parallel to AB. Come on, read it for me, Aisha. Libel, please read it for me.
ABC is an isosceles triangle in which AB is equals to AC.
What's given? What's given now? AB is equal to? What's given?
AC. AB is equals to AC.
AB is equal to AC. The first thing is given. Okay, next. Come on, read the next part better. I cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Can you read the next part better? AD bisects.
Exterior angle PAC.
Okay, BAC. BAC कहाँ पर है? Where is PAC? Okay, there's a PAC here. PAC. So what does bisect? What AD bisects it? Okay, AD bisects the angle PAC. PAC उन्होंने फॉर्म किया था एक्सटीरियर एंगल. दिस AD line bisects it. मतलब ये and ये are equal. This angle and this angle are equal. Correct? Okay, the next thing. They have already told you exterior angle, and then they have told you that CD is parallel to AB. Where is CD, beta? This CD is parallel to AB. Correct?
Yes.
Liba. Okay. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, alhamdulillah. So we have a triangle here. This question starts with a triangle. So यहाँ पे इन्होंने triangle दिया है without mentioning that it is a parallelogram or something. Okay, but we have to prove that it is a parallelogram after that. Okay, first हमें यहाँ पे उन्होंने क्या दिया है बेटा? They have told you that this is an isosceles triangle. What is an isosceles triangle? And these two sides are equal. Correct? As isosceles triangles has two equal sides, right? So it is
Yeah.
AB equal to AC. This is the first thing that is given. Okay, chalo. AB is equal to AC. Then the question that they have given is, AD bisects the exterior angle PAC and CD is parallel to AB. Without going there, we can quickly see that angle ABC, where is an angle ABC? This angle ABC and angle ACB are equal. Why is it so? We can quickly say it. Why is it so? Angle B is equal to angle C. Why is it so, beta? Do you remember we had studied in the properties of isosceles triangle that angles opposite to the equal sides are Liva, angles opposite to the equal sides are?
Equal.
Yes. Why is it so? Why is it so? It was given in the previous triangles chapter, right? The angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. In an isosceles triangle, the angles opposite to the equal sides are equal. So we have two things given, okay? Two things are already given here now. Now, next thing they have told you is exterior angle. AD bisects exterior angle. Now we have an exterior angle here. What is an exterior angle? PAC is an exterior angle, correct? Angle PAC is an exterior angle. What does this comprise of, beta? What does it comprise of? Angle PAC comprises of angle PAD and angle DAC, correct?
Yes.
Angle PAC comprises of angle PAD plus angle PAD and angle DAC. Angle DAC. Okay. You know, there's another thing which is called as a ruling called exterior angles of a triangle. Do you know that? It was studied actually in the previous class that if there is an exterior angle, it is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. Do you know this?
Oh, yes.
Yes. In a triangle, the exterior angle that is formed is equal to the sum of the interior opposite angles. So now tell me which is an exterior angle and which is an interior opposite angles. Here, this is an exterior angle and this is an interior angle. Okay. Angle ABC plus angle ACB. If you want the sum of these two, then it is equal to the sum of exterior angles. What is it? Angle PAC. Isn't it interesting? We actually had it in previous classes actually. In a triangle, the sum of interior opposite angles is equal to the sum of exterior angles. Okay? This is already known. This is a property of a triangle. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Now angle PAC is equal to ABC plus ACB, but we also know that ABC is equal to ACB. Instead of ABC, can we write 2 times the ACB? Yes, right? We can write it as 2 times the ACB. Why is it so? Because ABC is equal to ACB. We can substitute it here. So angle PAC is equal to 2 times the angle ACB. This we can keep it as it is. Let's keep it as it is. The next thing, now the question they have given that AD bisects the exterior angle. Bisects का मतलब क्या होता है? It divides the exterior angle into two equal halves. तो यहाँ पे जो we have already taken angle PAC is equal to PAD plus DAC. तो इसके बदल हम लिख सकते हो angle PAC is equal to 2 times the angle DAC. Is it right or wrong? Instead of this one, beta, this third one, हमने लिखा था PAC का मतलब क्या है? PAD plus DAC. लेकिन हमारे पास PAD and DAC are equal. तो इसके मतलब इसके बदल हम 2 times DAC लिख सकते हैं. We can write it as 2 times DAC. So PAC is equal to 2 times DAC. PAC is equal to 2 times ACB. So instead of all of this, we can write it as PAC and PAC. We can substitute 1 and 2 and we can write as 2 times ACB is equal to 2 times DAC. Correct? And 2 cancels out. Angle ACB equals to angle DAC. What is ACB and DAC? ACB is this one. Angle ACB and angle DAC is here. So what did we prove here, beta? Do you know what did we prove here? We wanted to prove DAC and ACB. It's over here. DAC is equal to BCA. This one is done. Okay. DAC is equal to BCA is done. DAC equals to BC ACB or BCA. Done, right? The first thing is proven. If this thing is proven, then it is nothing but alternate opposite angles, right, Laiba?
Yes.
Yes. Why is it alternate opposite angles, beta? हमने अभी कहाँ कहाँ पर प्रूव किया था बेटा? Just tell me which thing did we prove now? What did we prove now, Laiba? What did we just prove now? We have just proven that angle DAC, correct? This angle is equal to
Angle DAC
AC.
is equals to angle BCA.
Yes, ACB. ये और ये हमने equal prove किया. तो ये and ये, what are these angles, beta? These angles in a Z shape, right? They are also called as alternate opposite angles, correct? Interior or alternate opposite angles. If the interior angles are equal, then this is a parallelogram, correct? Correct?
Yes.
So if the interior opposite angles are equal, then AD is parallel to BC. That's all. If AD is parallel to BC, then this is a parallelogram since CD is parallel to BA. So we have proved that ABCD is a parallelogram. That's all. You have to tell me the flow of this. How did we prove it? Come on. Laiba, you have to tell me how did we prove this. पहले हमने क्या कंसिडर किया था बेटा? फर्स्ट हमने ये आइसोसेलेस ट्रायंगल कंसिडर किया था, राइट? Laiba, I cannot hear you. Please reply, beta.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now. Okay, come on, reply. What did we prove at first? हमने कहाँ से शुरुआत की थी? First हमने इसमें बताया कि this is an isosceles triangle. If it is an isosceles triangle, first we had shown that these two sides are equal. If two sides are equal, then two opposite angles are equal, correct?
Yes.
1, 2. Two concepts done. The third concept क्या था यहाँ पे? Two interior opposite angles are equal to one exterior angle, correct?
Yes.
Angle ABC plus angle ACB is equal to angle PAC. Done. 3 points proven, correct? उसके बाद हमने क्या प्रूव किया था बेटा? Instead of this and this, we can write it as 2 times the angles. 2 times the angle C is equal to this one, correct? And then again we can write it as 2 times this is, and this is equal to 2 times the angle PAD is equal to angle PAC. Then we have applied equation 1 and equation 2 to each other. Then we got this one as a result. Which one as a result, beta? This one. This angle, the angle in the Z shape, correct? This angle and this angle are equal. Angle DAC and angle BAC are equal. DAC and angle ACB are equal, right? When this alternate opposite angles are equal, when the pair of alternate opposite angles are equal, then this is a parallelogram. That's what we are going to prove in the next stage, and that's done. Okay, wasn't it easy? Okay, this one is a homework for you. Can you do it, Laiba?
Yes.
Example problem 4 is in homework for you. Will you do it, or let's do it together? Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So chalo, let's solve this problem together, and the next one I'll give you as an homework. Okay. This might seem a bit difficult for you because of this image. Image just इन्होंने complicate कर दिया था. It's actually very easy. यहाँ पे question में they have given us two parallel lines L and M are intersected by a traversal P. A traversal का मतलब क्या होता है बेटा? Any line that traverse का मतलब it's just a line that is going through the lines. Okay, यहाँ पे उन्होंने बताया कि there are two lines, one is a L line and one is an M line. Okay, there are two lines and there is a traversal named P. There is a third line which is called as P, which traverses through both of these lines, L and M. Now the question they have given is show that the quadrilateral formed by the bisectors of interior angles is a rectangle. Show that the quadrilateral that is formed by the bisectors of the interior angle. Which is the bisector here, Laiba?
CA.
Yes, these are the bisectors here. Okay, these are the bisectors. CD and BA are the bisectors of this and this. The quadrilateral which is formed here, we have to show that it is a rectangle. How will we show it? Come on, let's begin with how to begin it. We have, it's already given that this is parallel to this, correct? Parallel का मतलब क्या होता है? They are passing in the straight line, correct? This and this are parallel. The first, the line P, the line L and line M are parallel to each other, and the P is a traversal. Traversal का मतलब होता है it's just a line that passes through P and L and M. That's all. Okay. अब हम शुरू करते हैं. What is given from what is given? Okay. The first thing they have given is there is a bisector, correct? Bisector. Bisector कहाँ पे है? There is a bisector for angle PAC and also for angle ACQ, which I have already told you. There is a bisector for angle. This one is this one, correct? BA is a bisector, LIBA, and CD is a bisector, correct?
Yes.
Yes, यहाँ पे उन्होंने दिया था there is a bisector, okay? This and this are the bisectors. तो ये angle and ये angle equal रहेगा, ये angle and ये angle equal रहेगा, correct? तो अब हम alternate opposite angles से prove कर सकते हैं. We can prove this through the alternate angles. Come on, let's see which alternate angles do we get here, okay? Let's see which alternate angles do we get here. Angle PAC. Can you tell me which is the alternate angle to this, beta? Angle PAC के लिए कौन सा alternate angle बताओगे आप? Angle PAC के लिए Z shape. Alternate angles का मतलब होता है Z shape. Angle PAC के लिए एक alternate angles बताओ.
Angle A and angle C.
Angle ACR. Okay, this is the alternate angle. Excellent, excellent. Angle PAC is equal to angle ACR. Correct? Because why is it so, beta? Because this and this are parallel. Correct? जब भी लाइंस पैरेलल होंगे तो अगर उसके ऊपर अगर आप एक ट्रैवर्सल ड्रॉ करेंगे, एक डायगोनल ड्रॉ करेंगे, एक इंटरसेक्शन ड्रॉ करेंगे, तो if you draw it in Z shape, then the angles formed are always equal. So angle PAC is equal to angle ACR because L is parallel to M and they are alternate angles, correct? Agar PAC is equal to ACR, if PAC is equal to ACR, then what we can prove here is the small parts are also equal, correct, beta?
Yes.
If the whole angle is equal, then the parts are also equal, correct? Because they have already told that there is a bisector, this and this are the bisectors. So what is it? Half of this one, half of the whole angle can be the half of this whole angle. Which is half of the whole angle, beta? Half of this whole angle is, we can prove this one, right? Angle BAC is equal to angle ACD. Is it right or wrong?
Yes.
देखो हमने यहाँ पे whole angle लिया था, correct? Whole angle is equal to this whole angle, correct? This whole angle is equal to this whole angle. लेकिन हमारे पास एक और डाटा में दिया गया है कि this is a bisector. There is a bisector which divides it into perfect half. This is a bisector, it divides into perfect half. So these small angles are also equal. So we can write it as BAC is equal to ACD. Okay. So this angle is equal to this angle. Agar this angle is equal to this angle, then what is it, beta? This and this are alternate angles, correct? If these are alternate opposite angles, then we can prove that this line, ये line जो CD है and the line BA है, this both are parallel to each other. Correct or wrong? If this both are parallel to each other, then it is nothing but ABCD is a parallelogram. Excellent. This is a parallelogram. That's all. We can prove that it is a parallelogram. लेकिन इन्होंने पूछा है कि show that the quadrilateral formed by the bisectors of interior angle is a rectangle, but they want us to prove that it is a rectangle and not just the parallelogram. Parallelogram के लिए rectangle के लिए हमें क्या होना चाहिए बेटा? What is important for the rectangle? 90 degree, right? How will we prove 90 degree? The same thing that we have proven in the last case, beta. How did we prove 90 degree in the first problem? Example problem 1. Do you remember? This angle plus this angle gave us 180 degree, correct?
Yes.
Yes. The same thing we had proven in the example problem 1. You have to prove it here and show that all these angles are equal to 90 degree. It is very easy. Okay. Will you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. This is fine. It's easy actually. Here we have to show that this angle, one angle is equal to 90 degree. So angle B is equal to 90 degree. So angle B plus angle A is equal to 180 degree. Angle B plus A equals to 180 degree. Then angle A is equal to 180 degree minus 90 degree, which is equal to angle A is equal to 90 degree. That's all. If angle A is equal to 90 degree, then the opposite angles are equal to 90 degree. If both of the opposite, all of the angles are 90 degree, then it is nothing but a rectangle. That's all. Okay, we have another question here. Example problem 5. Okay, this one is a homework for you. You have to do this. It's very easy. It's quite easy. I'll tell you how the workflow of this one. The question that I have given here is show that the bisectors of the angle of a parallelogram form a rectangle. They have drawn a parallelogram here. Laiba, just focus here. They have drawn a parallelogram here, and there are angles here, right? How many angles are formed? 4 angles are formed, correct?
Yeah.
Laiba? If we bisect something, if we divide this angle into perfect 2 halves, and if we divide this angle into perfect 2 halves, if we divide this angle into again the perfect 2 halves, and if we divide this angle into perfect 2 halves, then we will get a rectangle in the center, it seems. What will we get? We will get a rectangle in the center. We have to show that this formed, the PQRS that is formed in the center is a rectangle. How will you show that, beta? I've given you this one as homework. You have to try this down. If you will get any doubts here, we will solve this tomorrow in tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Can we quickly see the exercise problems? Beta?
Can I just take a picture of that?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes, done?
Done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So chalo, we'll see the exercise problem. Quickly see the exercise problems. We'll start with the first problem. The question number 1 is, if the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal, then show that it is a rectangle. The question goes like this. If the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal, then show that it is a rectangle. How can you show it? Where is it? Okay. If the diagonals of a parallelogram are equal, then show that it is a rectangle. It is the same as that we have done in the exercise problem, Laiba. It's almost equal to that. Let's draw a parallelogram named ABCD. Okay, this is a parallelogram. Okay, the question they have given is if the diagonals of the parallelogram are equal. So the question they have already given that BC is equal to AD. Yes, right, Laiba?
Yes.
Yes, and they have already told you that it is a parallelogram. Parallelogram होगा तो क्या क्या हमारे पास है? AB is equal to CD. ये भी है. And then BD is equal to AC. BD is equal to AC. All these are given. Okay. The question they have given is if the diagonals of parallelogram equal, then show that it is a rectangle. How to show that it is a rectangle, beta? How to show that it is a rectangle? What we need is what do we know? What do we need to show it as anything as a rectangle? एक पैरेललोग्राम में रेक्टेंगल बनने के लिए क्या जरूरत है बेटा? We have to show that the angles are equal to
90 degree.
90 degree. How will we show that these angles are equal to 90 degree? I think it's time. Okay, we'll just solve this problem and finish up the class, and tomorrow we'll continue with it. Okay. Come on, let's just prove this. How will we prove it? Can we not prove it as similar to the previous problem? How we did angle C, we have to take it as 90 degree, and then angle C plus angle D is equal to 90 degree, 180 degree. Correct?
Yes.
Angle C is equal to 180 degree. Sorry, angle D is equal to 180 degree minus 90 degree, and angle D stands for 90 degree. So angle C becomes 90, angle D becomes 90, and we also have that in a parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal. So angle B is equal to 90 degree and angle A is equal to 90 degree. You can prove it in this way. That's all. Then show that it is a rectangle. It's shown that it is a rectangle. Done?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll see the next problems in tomorrow's class. Actually, it's time. Okay, we'll finish up this class.